Hey friends, Whitney with Girl Friday Crafts here. Sorry that I'm a few minutes late. Let me do my usual thing. Hop on YouTube, make sure I'm actually live. I need to. As I'm going live every day. This I'm live. Okay. I need to do a better job of just acknowledging that it takes more time than I anticipate that it will to actually be able to go live, like get the camera set up and make sure everything's connected. Yeah, so I need to work, but I'll get there. And again, I'll be able to, starting probably next week, be a little more consistent about my live times and a little more planful there. So I'm also looking forward to next week because right now I'm picking projects based on my upcoming show. And I think I said this yesterday. I have all kinds of stuff saved, reels saved on my phone with things that I just want to play around with. So I'm looking forward to that. That's not to say that I'm not excited about like the projects that I'm picking right now, because I am. But there's just all kinds of like push me out of my comfort zone kinds of things that I'm looking forward to doing going forward. So I'm going to angle my camera down so you can see what I'm actually doing here. Realizing I did not get any paste or anything. Wow. I needed to fit this in really quickly because our son's at class and, you know, we have a whole election night ritual. So I wanted to make sure before he got home from class, this was done so that I could getting everything together. We have a dry erase map of the U.S. that we put up on the wall, and we have red and blue markers. And as races get called, we fill in the map, and it's just a thing. So I want to be able to turn my attention to that because, you know, it's family time more than anything else. So I needed to do this. I'm a little unprepared. So we are going to use these burlap bags that I found, 2 different sizes. We are going to use these and the muslin that I have to make sachets out of the bigger ones. Well, actually, it can really be anything, but my thinking was sachets out of the bigger ones and visible ones that you would put out, you know, in displays for the holidays, and then small gift bags for these. And I think what I might do at my show is have these, you know, buy 2 pair of earrings and you get one of the gift bags for free or something like that, if I can get enough made up. And then what I have for these is I found some balsam fir. So I'm going to put that in Ziploc bags and put down inside here. I'd like to find some other scents and actually have them in a basket or something for people to be able to, you know, you buy this, you get the scent that you want, because, you know, balsam fir may not be everybody's idea of, you know, what they want. My husband does not like the smell of like trees in the house. So that's my plan. It depends on if I actually remember when I get to Michael's or Joanne or something this week, that I want to get some more. I'm going to see what I can find. I need to write that down. It's not written down. Part of what I need to do tonight is spend some time making a list of everything that has to get done. Basically before 4 o'clock on Friday, because that is when the show starts. Well, really 3:30. because that's when we're supposed to be done with stuff. It's all, some of it's written down, some of it's in my head. All needs to get written down or it is not going to happen. Okay, so we're cutting up some of this muslin. So I have several different pieces. I'm actually going to turn on my mini press real quick. So even if you don't have a full size Cricut Easy Press, if you don't need a full size heat press, this little mini one, which I will bring into the camera range, is really very handy. It does not take up a lot of space. You don't need water or anything like that. So, you know, it's a little bit easier than an iron. It doesn't get super hot, but it gets hot enough to get wrinkles out of things, or if you're doing really small detail work with like vinyl or something like that, it gets hot enough to do what you need it to do. So while that's heating up, I'm going to grab some paste. And let's see, I'm going to get a couple of different colors so we can do some different color schemes. Get all of my shimmers, of course, because those are my favorites, especially for festive. What glacier would look like on this muslin. I might have to try that. I was making t-shirts earlier, and y'all, I almost used paste on a t-shirt. Was literally had it in my hand, getting ready to put it on the design, and look, I just happened to catch the lid, the jar lid, and realized I was staring at a black jar lid and not a white jar lid, and realized that that was paste. I was like, oh my goodness, I would have been super, super pissed. And would have actually been a very bad situation if I hadn't realized it and sold the shirt and somebody washed it, and lo and behold, the design just came clean out. Then I also got black where paste or ink on it where I didn't want it. Not sure that's going to come out, which might make that my shirt. I also messed up a little bit on another one earlier, and that might end up being my sister's Christmas present. So, you know, just kind of the differences between what you can keep for yourself and, you know, what, I keep hitting the button, and what you can sell. So hello to everybody, both watching now and watching on the replay. Hope you're having a lovely day. Sorry about the ironing time here. Just wanted to get some of those wrinkles out. So anyway, so yeah, so that easy press is that mini press is very nice to have. And then I'm going to measure. All right, so my surface area for these small bags is 3 by 3 1/4. Pencil, so 3 wide by 3 1/4 tall. So we're going to go in 1/4 of an inch. So we're going to do 2 3/4. And I'm just going to measure one of these out, and then once I do that, use it kind of as the template for the rest. So 2 3/4 in. Okay, here's me and my struggle. And then I'm going to do 3 inches tall. And I'm going to do a couple of these because what I'm going to do. Oh, I meant to tear. Meant to tear. So we're going to cut that just a little. There we go. And then it'll fray on me. You were watching me earlier this week. You saw my struggles with measuring. Not my strong suit. So sad, but it's true. So I'm gonna paste a couple of these at the same time, and also need to plug in my glue gun. See, this is what happens. I wasn't ready. Just wasn't ready. Oh, goodness. It's all right. See, this is kind of what wanting to go live every day for 30 days was designed to teach me. Part of the reason I wanted to do it. Branching out on projects, but also, like, what does it actually take? I mean, I go live. It's not that I don't go live. It's just, I don't know. I just wanted to push my limits a little bit. That's definitely happening. Okay, so these are 3.5 wide by 5 long. So we're gonna go 3 wide. I need to get some good fabric scissors. I have my grandmother's fabric scissors, but they are crazy, crazy, crazy old. And they don't cut very well. Like, I like having them for sentimental reasons. But they're probably the same fabric scissors she had when I was born. And so there's 2 for that. So that'll work now. Actually, you know what I want to do? I want to cut pieces of these that are going to be my template. So that I don't have to measure again. So we're going to do that, and I'm going to put a big T on it and set that one aside. And I have 3 of those cut, so I'm going to put a T on this and set that aside. Speaking of templates, I still owe you all. I haven't tried yet. If anybody watched the other day, did a little video on how to make those ornaments where you wrap the yarn around just the, piece of cardboard. I had committed to seeing if my template would scan my computer because it's a piece of cardboard. I didn't know if my cover would lay flat enough. And I was going to post it in the comments on the video, and I still have not tried to do that yet. So that needs to go on my list. Okay. So now, first one we're going to do is one of the sachets, and I am using the vintage postage stamps transfer, and there are only a few of these, honestly, that are small enough to fit. Actually, that one will fit really well. Some of these would fit if I didn't do the whole entire design, which is completely okay. We're going to do this North Pole $5. And I have this little piece of cardboard that I'm going to use just to put under the fabric. And because we are using fabric, I do not have to fuzz. I am going to use paste because these are not going to, really not intending for these to be washed. Try and get it on here somewhat even. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cover all of the outside little edging. There we go. That looks like that works. Okay. So let's see. Ooh, I know what I'm going to do with this one. So you can use paste on fabric, on any kind of textile, as long as it's not something that's going to be washed. So, you know, I've used paste to make tote bags, trick-or-treat bags. If you watched my video from yesterday, the little fabric ornaments that I make, I've used paste for those. So totally okay. Just if it's something that's going to be washed, you want to make sure that you're using ink. So we're going to do this one in Shimmer Olive. And I'm going to turn it sideways so that I can see better, especially to get this edging. Now this is one area where an ink mat might be helpful, because this is a very small design, small piece of fabric. You don't have really much to hold on to while you're applying the paste, because the transfer covers like almost all of the fabric. So an ink mat would hold the fabric down. And, you know, you could cut an ink mat down so that if you have a smaller piece of one to work with, which might be a little bit easier for something like this too, which is actually something that I just thought about that would be a really good idea. Turn it this way. And especially because when you apply the paste to the fabric, it does kind of start to pull the fabric a little bit. And again, so the ink mat would hold it hold it in place. All right, so I'm going to just grab this little corner and pull that. Oh, that looks so good. I really do love that shimmer olive color. I really honestly didn't think I would like it very much. I bought it just because I was trying to fill out my ink or my paste collection, and it was a color that I didn't have. But I find myself using it quite a bit, and I'm mindful of the fact that I'm already over 20 minutes. My goal here has been 15-minute projects. I haven't hit that yet. Yesterday might have been the closest I have come with those little ornaments, those fabric ornaments. I was also a little better prepared yesterday for going live than I was today. So I'm just going to do one sachet and one burlap sack, or one gift bag. You will get the point. I'm going to try this and see what this looks like. You don't need to see me do a bunch of them. I did just turn on my glue gun so that we can get one finished entirely. And this is going to be a bit of an experiment. So I'm going to use Glacier, which was a color of the month from last year. It's this really pretty shimmery blue, really reminiscent of a particular, well, actually in my mind, two particular Disney princesses, one of which really screams snowflake vibe. So we're going to try it on this snowflake because I'm curious as to how well it's going to show up on this muslin, because it is a very, very light blue. I have been using it some on white earrings. And it does show up really well, so I'm hoping that it shows up well on this muslin. Oh, yeah. Yep. Let's see. Try to hold it so that the light doesn't. And of course, my camera is autofocusing. There we go. And then I didn't really hold this up for you all to see. There's the design, that design, the shimmer olive. So super pretty. Okay, glue gun is on. And I'm going to put this to the side, and I'm going to make sure that this is dry. Should be. My glue gun heat up a little bit. And do a couple goldfish crackers, sorry. Do some cleanup. Also trying to learn to let my glue gun heat up all the way. Before I start trying to use it. But I get impatient. We're gonna drop some glue in the corners first. And I'm just going to come along down the sides. Try to move quickly so it doesn't dry on me, and also try to keep it thin so that it stays on the bag really well and you don't have a big gap between the glue and the bag, because that, you don't want it to like get to a point where it rips, like it snags on something and then it's going to rip. And then we're going to come along and I'm going to add a little more glue closer to the edges. Again, for that same reason, right? You want to get that fabric good and secure. Obviously, try to do this and not burn my fingers, which, oops. And then I think we're pretty good up at the top. Oops. Yeah, a little bit there. I'm always afraid to glue too much to the top, towards the top from the beginning, because I don't want the glue to run out of underneath the fabric and then just end up all over like the frayed parts, and then not really have anything substantial to stick to. Okay, so that's that one, and this is going to be the sachet. So you'll put the balsam fir or whatever scent you want down in there. Like I said at the show, I'm just going to put the scents that I have, whatever potpourri I have, in little Ziploc bags. And so, when people buy the sachet, they get if they want it as a sachet, they get the scent of their choice. And then we're going to do the same thing here on this smaller piece of muslin. Corners first, and just go along edge there, glue everywhere. I was doing a make and take on Saturday at my craft space and having a conversation about how if it's not messy, you're not really crafting. And that is so me. But I'm kind of messy, like at everything. Like I'm a messy cook. I'm a messy crafter. Like when I don't cook, I bake. I use all the dishes. Make a derby pie, and oh, that wasn't completely dry. Like 7 different bowls. My husband's always like, "What are you doing?" Because he's the cook. I'm like, "I'm baking. Leave me alone. I'll clean it up." And I also don't clean as I go. It all stays a mess until I'm getting better about the cleaning as I And then, so this is our little, I wish you guys could see that. Hold that in such a way that you could see the glacier. I'm going to try to adjust my light a little bit here. That's not any better. That's not any better either. Okay, I'm trying to give you a good look at that glacier. Oh, that's a pretty good look. Just a really light blue. I will take pictures and put them in the comments. And so then these are, you know, my intent is for them to be little small gift bags for, like, you know, earrings or jewelry or whatever the case may be. So, okay. Well, again, definitely not 15 minutes. Where you see me. I'm working on it though. We're getting there. I will be back tomorrow with something. I don't know what. I really don't. I'm kind of, yeah, my brain's just not there. So you have any, I have to go back and look at my reels and see. There's a couple of watercolor things that I want to try. So maybe we'll give one of those a shot. So I'll go back and look at my reels and see. If you have any requests, let me know. But I will be live again tomorrow, and I will see you then. Have a good night. Bye.